Is she cheating? Signs to watch out for. Let's get real, folks. Suspecting infidelity in your relationship is one of the most gut-wrenching experiences you can go through. It can leave you feeling insecure, angry, and betrayed. I've seen it countless times on my show, and let me tell you, it's never pretty. Now, I'm not saying that if your partner exhibits some of these signs, they're definitely cheating. But what I am saying is that these changes in behavior can be red flags, and it's important to pay attention to them. Remember, trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. And if that trust is broken, it can be incredibly difficult to rebuild. So, let's dive into the signs you need to watch out for. First off, you gotta trust your gut. You know your partner better than anyone. So, if you notice sudden changes in their behavior, don't ignore them. Is she suddenly more secretive about her phone? Always putting it face down, changing passwords, or deleting messages? Does she get defensive when you ask who she's texting? These could be signs she's hiding something. And what about her routine? Has she been working late more often, going out with friends you've never met, or just generally being unavailable at odd hours? These sudden shifts in her normal behavior can be huge red flags. These days, our phones and social media are extensions of ourselves, so it's natural for changes in your partner's digital life to raise some eyebrows. Ask yourself, has she become overly protective of her phone? Snapping at you if you come near it or taking it everywhere she goes, even the bathroom? And what about social media? Is she constantly glued to her phone, scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, but becoming evasive when you ask who she's talking to? Sudden changes in passwords or getting defensive about harmless comments are also red flags. Deleting call logs, texts, or even having hidden apps are huge warning signs. These are classic ways to cover up an affair and keep their communication a secret. Chapter 3. Changes in intimacy. Look, physical intimacy is a big part of a romantic relationship, so any significant changes in this area can be a sign that something's off. Has your partner become distant, both physically and emotionally? Do you find yourself initiating all the affection while she shies away from your touch? On the flip side, a sudden surge in libido, especially coupled with trying new things in bed that she's never shown interest in before, can also be a red flag. It might mean she's experiencing these new things with someone else, and is bringing those experiences into your relationship. The key here is communication. Don't be afraid to talk to your partner about the changes you've noticed. Chapter 4. Unexplained expenses and gifts. Now let's talk about finances. Have you noticed any unusual purchases on your credit card statements, or is she suddenly spending more cash? Hotel bookings, expensive dinners, gifts that weren't for you, these can all be signs of infidelity, and it's not just about the money itself, but also what she's buying. Has she been coming home with new clothes, jewelry, or lingerie that she didn't buy herself? These could be gifts from someone else and she's trying to hide the evidence. Remember, it's not about being controlling with your partner's spending. It's about noticing unusual patterns that could indicate something is amiss. Chapter 5. Gut feeling and inconsistencies. Listen, nobody knows your relationship better than you. You're the one living it, experiencing the day-to-day interactions. So, if something feels off, it probably is. Don't dismiss your gut feelings. Pay attention to the inconsistencies. Does her story about where she was, who she was with, and what she was doing always change? Does she get defensive or try to deflect when you ask simple questions? These inconsistencies, along with that nagging feeling in your gut, are telling you something isn't right. Don't ignore them. Now, I want to be crystal clear. Just because you see some of these signs doesn't mean she's definitely cheating. But these are red flags and they need to be addressed. Don't go accusing her without proof, that's just going to make things worse. Instead, have an open and honest conversation. Tell her what you've noticed, how it makes you feel, and that you need her to be straight with you. Remember, communication is key. If you're struggling to have this conversation or you're not getting the answers you need, don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can provide a safe and neutral space for you both to communicate and work through these difficult issues. You don't have to go through this alone.